Hello students, welcome to Sri Jain Rank Zone. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the some more chemical properties of phenol. So basically, the last topic we are going to discuss, that is phenol. Then we will discuss about the ether in this chapter. So you can easily see in this case. So first we are going to discuss about some chemical properties of phenol also. So basically in the last lecture also we have discussed about the chemical property. See, so first we are going to discuss about the Friedel-Crafts reaction of phenol. Friedel-Crafts reaction in phenol. So basically in Friedel-Crafts reaction in phenol, we have discussed already about the Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. So we have discussed about Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction in phenol. So today we are going to discuss about the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So today we are going to discuss about Friedel-Crafts acylation in phenol. Now see what happens. See what happens basically if we have phenol. So we have phenol like this, benzene having OH group. When you add CS3 COCl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. See what happens. Basically, we know that this OH group is plus M group, and plus M group increases electron density at ortho and para position in this way. Now see what happens. So you can see like we have CS3 COCl, this chlorine having lone pair of electron, and this aluminium is having central atom with electron deficiency. So there is a vacant orbital and aluminium is electron deficient. This is electron rich. So this electron rich species, chlorine, will donate its electron pair to the vacant orbital of aluminium. Now see what happens. So we can say this is CH3 C double bond O. So Cl positive and this Al Cl and Cl with negative. So bond will break in this way. Now the electrophile is generated. So the electrophile generated is basically CS3 C double bond O positive. Now this electrophile will attack at ortho position and para position. So there are two possibilities of product, you can say. So one of the product form is this is phenol OH group at this position. At ortho position, this electrophile will attack. So it will be COCH3. Another, this is ortho product. So para product form will be like this. This is phenol. This is basically phenol. And at para position, there is COCH3 group. So these products are formed. One is ortho product and one is para product. Now see. So this is basically the way in which the reaction takes place. Now see, you can also see another method of preparation. You can also see the another method for the preparation. So I'm going to discuss with you another method for the preparation. You can easily identify. Suppose You can use another catalyst if you have phenol. Suppose if you have phenol and you are using the catalyst, and you are using the catalyst like this, which is acid anhydride. So you can write CH3 C double bond O, and this is having oxygen. This is C double bond O, and this is CH3 in presence of anhydrous, in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. So this anhydrous AlCl3 is basically Lewis acid. This anhydrous AlCl3 is basically the Lewis acid. Now see what happens. You can easily identify. Again, see the mechanism. So the compound is basically CH3C double bond O, and this oxygen having a lone pair of electron. This is C double bond O, CH3, and this is anhydrous AlCl3. This is anhydrous AlCl3. Now, now this oxygen atom having lone pair of electron rich, electron deficient. Now this electron pair will be donated into the vacant orbital of aluminium. Then this bond breaks and electrophile is generated. So again, the generated electrophile is CH3, C double bond O and C positive. Because this OH group we already know, this is plus M group. Now what happens? So this is the ortho position, this is also ortho position, and this is para position. Now this electrophile will attack at ortho and para position. So the product obtained will be, one is ortho product. So like this, OH, an electrophile attacks at ortho position, so COCH3. One of the product is this one, and plus when electrophile attacks when electrophile attacks at para position, then the product form will be OH, and this is COCH3. So this is the para product. This is basically the para product. Now see some more reactions related to the phenol. So we are going to discuss some more reactions related to phenol. You can easily identify like this. See, for example, you can see there easily. So I am going to discuss about the Gatherman-Koch reaction. So we are going to discuss about the naming reaction which is related to phenol. So naming reaction related to phenol we are going to discuss is Gatherman-Koch synthesis. Gatherman-Koch synthesis reaction. See, there is one trick how you can remember this reaction. How you can remember this reaction? See, Gatherman-Koch means OCH. Gatherman-Koch having OCH, it means CHO group will be introduced. It means this is the hint in Gatherman-Koch reaction. OCH is there, so you will say CHO group will be introduced. Now see the reaction. So basically in the reaction phenol is given, and with phenol we use carbon monoxide CO along with HCl in presence of AlCl3. So this reaction also takes place in presence of AlCl3, and see what happens. Now now you can say these groups basically these groups basically will provide CHO group. These groups will provide CHO group, and this is basically generated in the form of electrophile. This is generated in the form of electrophile. So this electrophile will attack because this is plus M group. Because this is plus M group, so electron density increases at ortho. Electron density increases at ortho and para position. So this electrophile will attack at ortho and para position. So the product obtained is basically this OH, and The CHO group will be introduced at ortho position, and the CHO group the CHO group will be introduced at para position. So this is basically the product with respect to, because electron density increases ortho and para, so it is also a type of electrophilic substitution reaction. Now see the mechanism of this reaction. What is basically the mechanism of this reaction? So now I am going to discuss the mechanism related to this reaction. We have carbon monoxide. We have carbon monoxide. This bond is from oxygen to carbon, and and we have also, so this is basically the lone pair of electron on oxygen atom. So there is lone pair of electron on oxygen atom. Now you can see 2 to 4 to 6 and to 8. So octet of oxygen is completed. Also there is electron pair on the carbon atom to complete the octet, and there is HCl. There is HCl. Now see what happens in this case. So basically this H plus, this H plus will attack, this H plus will attack in this way, so that so that it will convert into, this is basically H plus and this is basically Cl minus. So this will convert into like C double bond O, and this carbon having positive charge, this carbon having positive charge because oxygen is more electronegative, and on this carbon one hydrogen is attached from HCl. So from HCl this H plus will attack on the carbon. So CHO group is introduced, and this Cl minus basically can attack on this carbon. So this Cl minus can attack on this carbon. So to remove this Cl, we use anhydrous AlCl3. To remove this Cl, we use anhydrous AlCl3. If anhydrous AlCl3 is not used, then this Cl minus, then this Cl minus will also attack on the electrophile. So other product is obtained. Therefore, we use anhydrous AlCl3 to remove this Cl. So now it will be removed in the form of AlCl4 minus. Therefore, we use their Lewis acid. So this is the use of Lewis acid. Now we have the intermediate. So this electrophile is generated. So this electrophile is freely generated. Now this freely generated electrophile will attack on the phenol. So because we know phenol is basically, this is benzene having OH group, and at ortho position electron density increases partial negative, para, and also at ortho. So at these positions electron density increases. So we can easily say the electrophile, which is HC double bond and having positive charge. So this electrophile can attack at ortho position, and this electrophile can attack at para position. So two products are obtained. One is ortho product, and one is para product. So one is ortho product and one is para product. So these two products are obtained. Ortho product is obtained and para product is obtained. So this is basically the mechanism of this reaction. Now we are going to discuss about the Getherman aldehyde synthesis. So the next reaction I am going to discuss with you regarding phenol is Getherman aldehyde synthesis reaction. So next reaction is Getherman aldehyde synthesis reaction. Getherman aldehyde synthesis reaction. So this reaction is basically also used for the preparation of aldehyde. Therefore, we calling this as Getherman aldehyde synthesis reaction. Now you can see, if phenol is used, if phenol is used, so this is basically the phenol OH group, Now, in the first step, in the first step, we use HCN. In the first step, we use HCN plus HCl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. In presence of anhydrous AlCl3. So this is basically we add in the first step, and in the second step, when we add H2O and H plus, this is basically used for the hydrolysis. Now again, this OH group, this OH group is basically plus M group. So electron density will increase as ortho. Electron density will increase as ortho and para position. So by these reagents, the electrophile is generated, and the electrophile generated is again, same C positive and double bond O and H. So aldehyde group is introduced. Therefore, we are saying this reaction as Gatherman aldehyde synthesis. So we will say the product obtained at ortho position, again aldehyde group will be introduced. Also at the para position, the aldehyde group will be introduced. So this is basically the another method. Now we are going to discuss about another reaction of phenol. We are going to discuss about another reaction of phenol, that is Reamer Tiemann reaction. So this is another important reaction, that is Reamer. So reaction is basically Reamer Tiemann reaction. Reamer Tiemann reaction. So this is basically the reaction we are going to discuss, that is Reamer Tiemann reaction. Now see what happens. If we use phenol, and the reaction of phenol in presence of chloroform, along with aqueous KOH. So reaction in presence of chloroform and aqueous KOH. Now again, at this is basically the plus M group. So this plus M group will increase electron density at ortho position and at para position. So now the electrophile generated will attack. So this is we will discuss the mechanism of this reaction also, because this is an important reaction. So at ortho position, again aldehyde group will be introduced. Also at para position, aldehyde group can be introduced. So basically this product we call salicylic aldehyde. And this is basically the major product in this case. And this is the minor product. Now we are going to discuss the mechanism of this reaction. What is basically the mechanism of this reaction? See, I'm going to discuss with you the mechanism of this reaction. So you can easily identify the mechanism of this reaction. See, what is basically the mechanism of Reamer-Tiemann reaction? Mechanism of Reamer-Tiemann reaction. What is basically the mechanism of Reamer-Tiemann reaction? See what happens in this case. The mechanism of Reamer-Tiemann reaction. So you can easily identify. So if phenol is given there, so this is basically the phenol, and we are using chloroform with aqueous KOH. We are using chloroform, which is CHCl3, along with aqueous KOH. See the first step. This chloroform you can write in this way: CH, and this is Cl, this is Cl, and this is also Cl. Now we have aqueous KOH. Now we have aqueous KOH. So in aqueous KOH, this is K plus and this is OH minus. So this OH minus will remove proton. So this H plus will be abstracted. This H plus will be abstracted by OH minus. So it will convert into Cl, Cl, and Cl minus. So this is converted into CCl3 minus. Now this leaving group is also removed. So Cl is removed in the form of leaving group. So when Cl is removed, so this will form CCl2 and having this electron pair. The name of this intermediate, this is basically the intermediate, and this intermediate is basically electrophile. This intermediate is basically electrophile. The name of this electrophile is dichlorocarbon. What is the name of this electrophile? Dichlorocarbon. The name of this electrophile is dichlorocarbon. Now, again, this is plus M group. This is basically plus M group, and at ortho position, electron density increases, and at para position, electron density increases. Now, this electrophile will attack. At ortho and para position. Now, see what happens. You can easily identify. So, when electrophile attacks, this is how you can see. When electrophile attacks, so it will be like this. This is phenol, and you can easily see in this case, this is basically the hydrogen, and this is basically the C, and this is basically the C. When electrophile attacks, so CCl2 will attack at like this. So what happens in this case? You can easily identify this H will move to this carbon. This H will be moved to this carbon. I'm explaining you direct. I'm explaining you this direct. So this is basically the phenol. When this H moves on the carbon, so this is basically CH, and this is Cl, and this is also Cl. Now what happens? Because the medium of the reaction is basic, so OH minus ion. The OH minus ion is present in the solution. So when OH minus ion is present in the solution, this OH minus will replace this Cl, and also this OH minus will replace this Cl. So when OH minus ion replace these two Cl atoms, so it will be like this: OH, this is CH, this is OH, and this is also OH. We know two OH groups. We know two OH groups. We know two OH groups on same carbon atom. Two OH groups on same carbon atom, less stable. So two OH groups on the same carbon atom is less stable. Therefore, we can remove water. To make it stable, we will remove the water. When water is removed, the final product obtained. When water is removed, the final product obtained is OH, and this is CHO. So this is basically the salicylic aldehyde. The name of this compound is basically salicylic aldehyde. This is basically the salicylic aldehyde. Now you can say The final product is salicylic orthosalicylate. This is basically the mechanism of this reaction. You have to remember the intermediate. So intermediate is electrophile dichlorocarbon, and also this is basically the triplet carbon. This is basically the triplet carbon. So you can also say, if you are using phenol, if again you are using phenol, like phenol you have, but at this time you are using the catalyst, CCl4 along with aqueous KOH. When you are using CCl4 along with aqueous KOH, so what happens in this case? In this case, COOH, carboxylic group, is introduced at the ortho position. It means salicylic acid is obtained. So the product name is now salicylic acid. We have already seen the mechanism. Now you can also, if you want to see some of the steps, so I am explaining you this OH, and on this carbon, three Cl groups are there. Because in the solution, OH minus ion is present. Because in the solution OH minus ion is present, so this OH minus ion will replace Cl. This OH minus ion will replace all Cls. So it will form OH and C and COH. This is also having OH and this is also having OH. So water is removed. Because more than two OH groups, two or more than two OH groups on the same carbon atom is less stable. So now we can say when OH group is removed, it will form a product like OH, and this is C double bond O and OH. What is the name of this compound? This is salicylic. Acid. So this is obtained as a major product, salicylic acid. Now you can see some more reactions. Which are related to phenol. So in this way, we can prepare the salicylic acid and also salicylaldehyde. See some more reactions which are related to the phenol. So the next reaction which I am going to discuss with you is Kolbe-Smith reaction. The next reaction we are going to discuss is Kolbe. So the next reaction is basically Kolbe-Smith reaction. Kolbe-Smith reaction. Next reaction is Kolbe-Smith reaction. Now see what happens in the Kolbe-Smith reaction. You can easily identify when we use phenol. So the reaction of phenol along with CO2, in presence of NaOH, basic medium, and the reaction occurs at 140 degrees Celsius and 5 to 6 atm pressure. So basically, first I am explaining you the direct product, then we will discuss the mechanism. So this is basically having OH group, and at the ortho position COOH group is obtained. So the product is basically, we call this product as salicylic acid. So the product is basically salicylic acid. The product is basically salicylic acid. Now see what is basically the mechanism of this reaction. So we are going to discuss about the mechanism of this reaction. Mechanism of this reaction, Kolbe-Smith reaction. See what happens. We have CO2. So draw the structure of CO2. This is basically the structure of CO2. Now what happens? You can easily identify because NaOH is provided, so Na plus and OH minus. It will break in the form of Na plus and OH minus. When this OH minus, because this is partial negative and this is partial positive, when this OH minus will attack on the carbon, one of the bond is break on the oxygen atom. So it will be like this. It will be like this. C OH attacks on one of the carbon, and this is O minus, and this is C double bond O, and this is C double bond O. Now see what happens. So as we know, because the carboxylic acid group is basically the carboxylic acid group is what happens in this case. So the carboxylic group is basically COOOH. The carboxylic group is basically C double bond OOH. So you can easily identify if you want to see. In this way you can see. So this bond will be break in this way. This bond will be break in this way because oxygen is more electronegative and carbon is less electronegative. Also you can say, so this is one of the method. This is one of the method. C plus double bond O and OH. This electrophile will attack at ortho. This is partial negative and partial negative. So salicylic acid is obtained. Salicylic acid is obtained. This is one of the possibility. This is one of the possibility. See another possibility. There is another possibility, like for example, another method. Method number 2. What is basically the method number 2? The mechanism for this reaction. We have OH group. We have OH group there, and this OH group we know plus M in nature. It increases electron density at ortho and para position. At ortho and para position. Now we have Ca2. CO2. Now we have CO2. We know this carbon is electrophilic and this oxygen is partial negative. So this electrophile will attack at this position. When this electrophile attack at this position, what happens? You can see. When this electrophile attack at this position, there is one hydrogen also. So this hydrogen will shift on the oxygen. So it will be OH and COO negative. When this hydrogen shifts on this, so it will be COH group. But medium is basic. Because NaOH we are using. So acid based reaction will also takes place. Acid based reaction will also takes place. These two acidic hydrogens will be replaced. These two acidic hydrogens will be replaced by the sodium Na plus ion. These two will be replaced by the Na positive ion. So this is basically, and when we protonate it, so when we protonate, so on protonation, the product obtained will be OH and COS. This is basically the mechanism of this reaction. Mechanism of Kolbe-Smith reaction. Now see, next we are going to discuss another reaction related to phenol, which is basically hydrogenation. So next reaction I am going to discuss with you of phenol is hydrogenation reaction. Hydrogenation reaction. Now see what happens in hydrogenation reaction. So if we have phenol, hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen, and we add hydrogen in presence of nickel. This is very strong reducing agent, we know, and the temperature provided for the reaction is 150 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius. Now this phenol having aromatic character, but this is a very strong reducing agent. So this pi bond will convert into single, this pi also convert into single, and this pi, all three pi bonds will convert into single bond. So the product obtained will be this one. So this is cyclohexanol. This is cyclohexanol is obtained. So this is the reaction related to phenol. Now I'm going to discuss with you another rearrangement related to phenol. So another rearrangement related to phenol is basically Fry's rearrangement. So I'm going to discuss with you Fry's rearrangement related to phenol. See, so we are going to discuss about the next topic, which is Fry's rearrangement. Fry's rearrangement. This is basically a type of rearrangement. This is basically a type of rearrangement, and that will generate the phenolic group. So this reaction is also related to the phenol. Suppose if we have phenol, suppose if we have phenol and we add the group which is Cl double bond O CO and CS group. So this group we have added, which is acid chloride, So this H and this Cl will remove. This H and this Cl will be removed. So SCl is removed. SCl is removed. When this SCl is removed, it will form a product like O CO CS3. Now see what happens. This oxygen basically having electron density. So this will behave as a plus M group. This will behave as a plus M group. Now, the Fry's rearrangement will occur. Because this hydrogen which is at para position to this functional group. Also, the hydrogen which is at ortho position to this functional group will shift. So this will shift basically like in this way. You can draw this hydrogen. If this hydrogen shifts on this oxygen, so this group, remaining group COCS3, this remaining group COCS3 will move in place of hydrogen. One of the possibilities is this one, because this group having more dominant effect at the ortho and para position. So if hydrogen is removed from this position to this, so first I'm making one of the product after Fry's rearrangement. So basically for Fry's rearrangement, the catalyst uses AlCl3. So after Fry's rearrangement, from para position, if hydrogen from para position move to the oxygen, so it will be OH, and the leaving group will move to the para position. So one of the possibilities is this one. Another possibility, why these two positions only, ortho and para? Because this is plus M group, and plus M group having dominating effect at ortho and para position. If this hydrogen from ortho position will move to oxygen, then we can say in this case the OH group is there and COCS3 is there. So this is basically the Fry's rearrangement. So these two products are obtained after Fry's rearrangement. Now I am going to discuss with you the coupling reaction related to phenol. So we are going to discuss about the coupling reactions of phenol. See what happens in the coupling reaction. I'm going to discuss about coupling reaction. Coupling reactions of phenol. What are basically coupling reactions of phenol? You can easily identify See what happens in coupling reactions of phenol. First of all, for the coupling reaction, digenum salt is required. So how we can make digenum salt? We can make digenum salt. This is basically the aniline. This is basically the aniline and the reaction of aniline with NaNO2 plus HCl at temperature of 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. At 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, you can also say this catalyst as HNO2, which is nitrous acid. You can also call this catalyst as nitrous acid. So by using this reagent, digenum salt is obtained, which is N2, which is N2Cl. So this N2 having positive and this Cl having negative. What is the name of this compound? Name of this compound is basically diazonium, diazonium and salt. So this is basically diazonium salt. Now see, what are the coupling reactions? What are the coupling reactions? So coupling reactions basically, in the coupling reaction, one of the reactant used in the coupling reaction, one of the reactant used is basically digenum salt, which is N2 plus, which is N2 plus Cl minus, and plus we can use the another compound which is having this hydrogen is at para position with respect to this group. So which groups can show coupling reaction? I am telling you. So this HCl will be removed. This HCl will be removed, and when this HCl will be removed, and this when this HCl is removed, so after coupling reaction, the product obtained will be after coupling reaction, the product obtained will be engine having N double bond and this is basically having the G group attached on it. Now you can easily see in this case what happens. This group can be, these groups can be, this group can be OH group, yes. This group can be OR group, yes. This group can be NH2 group, yes. This group can be NHR, yes. This group can be, this group can be NR2, yes. So why these groups are only? Because we are removing this para hydrogen with respect to this group. Because, and this is basically the electrophile. This is basically the electrophile. So electrophilic substitution occur at para position with respect to this group. It means this is basically these all groups are basically the plus M group. You can see there is lone pair on oxygen, there is lone pair on oxygen, there is lone pair on nitrogen, there is lone pair on nitrogen, and there is also lone pair on nitrogen. So these all are basically the plus M groups, plus M groups, and we know plus M group, we know plus M group increases, we know plus M group increases electron density. We know plus M group increases electron density at ortho and para position. Plus M group increases electron density at ortho and para position. So this is basically the reaction. So first reaction I'm going to discuss with you the coupling reaction when the group is OH group. Now see. So first reaction I'm going to discuss with you when the group is OH group. So how coupling reaction will take place. Now see. So coupling reaction I am going to discuss with you when phenol is there. So the reaction of digenum salt when the reaction of digenum salt in presence of phenol. So this is basically the digenum salt which is N2 plus, which is electrophile Cl minus, and the reaction of digenum salt and the reaction of digenum salt with phenol. So this is basically the phenol having hydrogen and at this position there is OH group. Now what happens? This Cl and H, this Cl and H will be removed. When this H and Cl is removed, it will form the compound like this. This is benzene, and azo means nitrogen nitrogen double bond linkage. This linkage is basically azo linkage. This linkage is basically the azo linkage. Now see what happens. So this, because this is electrophile, and we know this OH having lone pair of electrons, so this is plus M. So electron density increases at ortho and para position. So electrophile will attack at para position, because major product is obtained at para position. Now see, so basically the product obtained will be like this, and this is basically a orange color dye. This is basically a orange color dye. So this is basically a orange color dye, and the name of this compound is basically orange color dye. And the name of the compound is basically, with respect to this para position, this is para hydroxy. So we can also say this is basically the azo linkage. This is basically the azo linkage. So after reaction, the color of dye will be orange color dye. So this is basically the orange color dye. Now in the same way, if the reaction of diazionium salt, like N2 plus and Cl minus, when reacts with aniline, so this is basically the lone pair of electron. Again, this is at para position, so electrophilic attack will occur at para position. Now this HCl will be removed. When HCl is removed, so we can say the product form will be like this. NN linkage, which is again, which linkage? NN linkage is basically azo linkage, and this is basically having NH2 group there. Now see, so the color is basically yellow color dye. So this is yellow color dye. This is basically the yellow color dye. You can see. So this is basically the orange color dye, and this is basically the yellow color dye. So this is basically the coupling reaction. Some more coupling reactions we will discuss in the amine chapter also. Now see, now we are going to discuss another reaction related to phenol. So next we are going to discuss about the reaction of phenol for the formation of phenolphthalein. See how phenolphthalein is formed, how phenolphthalein is obtained. So I am going to explain you how phenolphthalein is obtained. First of all, we use phthalic acid. What is phthalic acid? Phthalic acid is having two COOH groups. When at ortho position to each other. So water is removed. This is basically phthalic acid. This is basically phthalic acid. After removal of water, so on heating, after removal of water, it will form like this. This is benzene having C double bond O, and this is having oxygen. This compound we call phthalic anhydride. This compound we call phthalic anhydride. So after removal of water, we call it phthalic anhydride. Now see what happens. When the reaction of this phthalic anhydride, with phenol, what happens? So when the reaction of this phthalic anhydride form the reaction of this phthalic anhydride form, like this is C double bond O, and this is basically the oxygen. This is C double bond O, and this is having oxygen. Now see the reaction. This is oxygen. So two phenols I am using, two phenolic group. So one of the phenol is like this, another phenol is like this. Now see what happens. Because we know at this position this is ortho para directing group, so this hydrogen is at para position with respect to this OH, and this hydrogen is also at para position with respect to this OH. So reaction will take place and removal of water. So water will be removed from these positions. So there is removal of water. There is removal of water. So when water is removed, when water is removed, when the water is removed, we will say it will form C double bond O. This oxygen will remain same as it is. While on this carbon attached to oxygen, and this carbon will now attach to phenol also. This carbon now attached to phenol also. This carbon also attached to one more phenol. This carbon attached to one more phenol. So basically, the compound form is, this compound is known as phenolphthalein. This compound is known as phenolphthalein. The name of this compound is basically phenolphthalein, which is used as an indicator. So phenolphthalein is used as an indicator. Phenolphthalein used as an indicator. So this is basically the preparation of phenolphthalein. So phenolphthalein is prepared from phthalic anhydride plus phenol. Therefore, the name you can see phenol plus phthalene. So basically, the name of this compound is phenolphthalein. So this is basically the reaction. Now phenol have some more reactions related to polymerization. So phenol having some more reactions which is related to polymerization reaction. See, so phenol can also undergo polymerization reaction. Phenol can also go polymerization reaction. So what is basically the polymerization reaction of phenol? What is basically the polymerization reaction of phenol? See, you can easily identify when we use phenol, along with formaldehyde, it will form it will form this compound like OH, CH2OH, and also it can form this compound OH, CH2OH, and also it can form compound OH, CH2OH, and at this position also CH2OH. So how polymerization reaction will take place? We know this will undergo polymerization, and when they undergo polymerization, so it form Novelec. We will discuss detail in the polymerization chapter. We will discuss this reaction in detail. We will discuss the Novelec. Novelec is basically linear polymer. So the monomers are basically this one. And if bakelite is formed, so bakelite is basically cross-linked polymer. Bakelite is basically cross-linked polymer. You can easily identify. If you want to see, you can also see the reaction mechanism also. If you want if you want to know the structure of this. So this is basically if the arrangement only in linear form. This is basically the CH2OH. plus another molecule plus another molecule having this OH and this H. Now again CH2 OH. Now again same thing will takes place. This OH and there again CH2 OH and there also H. Now see, condensation reaction will takes place, removal of water. So these monomers will add in the linear chain. These monomers will add in the linear chain in the same way. From OH this side, it means so H will from this side, OH from this side. Now the polymer obtained is basically like this. The polymer obtained is basically like this. So this is basically having the benzene at this position OH group. Now two groups are attached with CH2 groups. Now this and having at this position OH group. Again there is CH2 group. Now this CH2 group attached with another benzene like this OH. So this is basically n times happen because all these monomers because all these monomers are arranged in the linear manner. All these monomers are arranged in the linear manner. Therefore this polymer, all these monomers are arranged in the linear manner. So this is basically the structure of Novelec. This is basically the structure of Novelec, which is linear polymer. So Novelec is basically the linear polymer because all are arranged in the linear form. All are arranged in the form of linear form. So this is basically related to the phenol. Now one more thing which is related to phenol, which I am going to discuss with you, that is Lieberman nitroso. So next I am going to discuss with you next test which is related to phenol. So I am going to discuss with you the tests related to phenol. So this is the last topic of phenol, which is Lieberman nitroso test. So what is basically the Lieberman? What is Lieberman nitroso test? You can easily identify. See, Lieberman nitroso test related to phenol. So what happens? You can easily identify. Basically, phenol. See the series of this reaction. Phenol. First phenol reacts with NaNO2 plus HCl. First phenol reacts with NaNO2 plus HCl. Then green color is obtained. So when phenol reacts with NaNO2, you can say if you want to H2SO4, you can also add. So in presence of H2SO4, this reaction will occur. So green color is obtained. When we add water, this green color will change into red color. And when we add NaOH, so first of all green color, then we add water, then it becomes red color, and then we add NaOH, it will convert into blue color. So this is basically, now see the steps which are used in this case. So first of all I am taking the phenol. So this is basically phenol having OH group, and now I am adding NaNO2 plus H2SO4 this time. So this OH is basically plus M group. And this mixture will provide NO2 plus electrophile. So this NO2 will attack at para position. So when this NO2 attacks at para position, what happens? So this is para-nitrophenol in the first step. This is basically the para-nitrophenol obtained after first step, and which is green in color. Now now this para-nitrophenol reacts with phenol. So this again phenol is there because in the solution, phenol is there with respect to this OH, this here having hydrogen, this having hydrogen. Now what happens? See, so we will say NO2 will react. NO2 will react. So this is basically the NO2. You can say easily in this case NO2 will react. This NO2 will react. Now see what happens. So this, so in the second step we have added green color, this green color, then we add water to this, when water is added, the reaction takes place between them. When water is added, reaction will takes place between them. This is basically OH group at this position, and it will convert into azo form. So this, after this reaction, it will convert into azo form, and the structure of benzene will also change, and the structure of benzene is also formed. You don't need to learn the mechanism. You can easily remember this one. Phenol, when added with this, green color is obtained. After addition of water, red color is obtained, and after NaOH, blue color is obtained. So this series you should remember. GRB publication. You have go through the GRB books publication. So GRB, green, then red, and then blue, and Lieberman nitroso test is for phenol. So this compound is obtained. The color of this compound is red color. Now, after red color, when you add NaOH to this, so when NaOH is added, what happens? When NaOH is added, this H plus will be replaced by Na plus. this H plus will be replaced by Na plus. So it will be like this: N double bond N, N double bond N, and this will be like this double bonded atom, and this is oxygen. So after this, the color will be blue color. So blue color is due to this compound. Blue color form is due to this compound. So this is all, and this is soluble compound. This is soluble compound. So this is all basically which is related to phenol. We have discussed all the preparations, chemical properties, and the reactions related to phenol. Now we are going to start our last topic of this chapter, that is ether. So we are going to discuss our last topic related to this chapter, which is ether. So now make the heading ether. Make the heading ether. We are going to discuss our next topic, that is ether. Ether. So ether can be of two types. One can be symmetrical ether. And one can be unsymmetrical ether. One can be symmetrical ether and one can be unsymmetrical ether. See, how is symmetrical ether? If R, O, R, if across oxygen, the nature of alkyl groups is same. If across oxygen atoms, the nature of alkyl group is same, then it is symmetrical ether. And if and if around oxygen, the nature of alkyl group is not same, like R dash, then it is unsymmetrical ether. Now see, first we are going to discuss about the general method of preparation of ether. What is basically the general method? What is basically a general method of preparation of ether? General method of preparation of ether. See what happened. So first method, I am going to discuss with you the general method of preparation of ether. is from alkyl halide. So first reaction I'm going to discuss with you the preparation of ether from alkyl halide. How we can prepare ether from alkyl halide? See the steps. So if the reaction of alkyl halide, like RX, when the reaction of alkyl halide with Ag2O, the reaction of alkyl halide with Ag2O, silver oxide. So this oxygen will come. So it will form ROR. It will form ROR, that is ether. So this is one of the method. This is one of the method for the preparation of ether. Now see another method for the preparation of ether. So second method for the preparation of ether is from alkene. We can also prepare ether from alkene. Second method I'm going to discuss with you, preparation of ether from alkene. So how we can prepare ether from alkene? If the reactant is like this, RCH double bond CH2, RCH double bond CH2, and we add alcohol ROH in presence of H positive ion. See what happens, you can see. So this basically the obtained product. Basically the obtained product is, if this is R dash, either this reagent you can add, or you can add NaBH4, or you can add NaBH4 plus R dash OH. This reagent you can also add. Also you can add H2O2. Also you can add H2O2 plus OH minus. So any of the reagent you can use, either this one, either this one. So all of them will prepare ether. This R dash basically comes. So this reagent is used, and this is used in the first system. This is in the second step. So this is the same single reagent, and this is the single reagent. So this reaction is not important from both exam, for NEET as well as JEE. This reaction is not important for NEET as well as JEE. Now see another reaction. This is important reaction related to preparation of ether, which is Williamson. So next reaction I am going to discuss with you, Williamson synthesis reaction. So that is Williamson ether synthesis reaction. So next we are going to discuss about Williamson ether synthesis reaction. See what happens in Williamson synthesis reaction. So this is basically sodium alkoxide. This is sodium alkoxide, O minus and Na plus. This is basically sodium alkoxide. The reaction of sodium alkoxide with alkyl halide. So this is having partial negative charge, and this is having partial positive charge. So this negative charge will attack on the carbon atom. So you can see this is basically the strong base. Or you can say this is a strong nucleophile. And strong nucleophile favors SN2. Reaction. So we can say the product obtained will be ROR dash. So this product is obtained. See, so name of this compound is sodium alkoxide. This reaction is SN2 only when this R dash when this R dash. So if this R dash, if this R dash is either 1 degree, if this R dash is either 1 degree or 2 degree halide. So if this R dash is 1 degree or 2 degree halide, then the mechanism of reaction is SN2 reaction. Now see, so the mechanism of reaction will be SN2. For example, you can also see the reaction. See, for example, if it is like this, CH3 O Na, and you are reacting this with CH3 CH2 Cl. Now see what happens. In this case, you can see sodium partial positive, this is having partial. So this is partial negative and this is partial positive. So this is 1 degree and also this is 1 degree, then definitely the mechanism will be SN2. So this negative charge will attack on positive center. So mechanism followed by the reaction is SN2, and the product obtained will be CH3O and CH2CH3. So ether is obtained as a product. When we use 1 degree when we use 1 degree or 2 degree halide. But when we use 3 degree halide, then what happens? See, if we use 3 degree halide, I'm writing there, if we use 3 degree alkyl halide, then then elimination reaction in favors. Then elimination reaction will favor. So elimination reaction will takes place. For example, you can see. So basically, if it is given like this, like CH3 O minus and Na plus, and and you are using CH3 and CH3. So there is more steric hindrance. In this compound. So SN2 will not take place. Now what happens? This Cl will be break. And when this Cl is break, it will form a carbocation. Like this CH3 CH3 and positive. This carbocation is formed. Now after hyperconjugation, one of the H plus will be removed either from this carbon or from this carbon. H plus will be removed because of hyperconjugation, because 9 alpha hydrogen atoms are there. So product obtained will be CH2 double bond C, CH3 and CH3. So in this case, alkene is obtained as a product. Not in this case, alkene is obtained as a product. But if you want to prepare this compound CH3 C, CH3 and OCH3. So what will be the reactants? You cannot use 3 degree alkyl halide. We have already seen. We cannot use 3 degree alkyl halide. We cannot use 3 degree alkyl halide. And you want to prepare this compound. So how you can prepare this compound? Say, so you can easily see we cannot use 3 degree alkyl halide. So we cannot use 3 degree alkyl halide, but we can use 3 degree base. It means this part will come from CH3 and CH3. We cannot use Cl there, so we can use O there. So we can use O there, no problem. And Cl will come with this part. So Na will come with this part and Cl will come with this part. So in this way, we can prepare. In this way we can prepare this compound. So reactants are, we will say reactants are basically tertiary butoxide. Reactants we use tertiary butoxide and 1-degree alkyl halide. So in this way we can prepare this compound, but we cannot use but we cannot use 3-degree alkyl halide. We cannot use 3-degree alkyl halide. So this is basically the some related reactions. You can also prepare ether by dehydration reaction. So see another method for the preparation of ether. How you can also prepare ether, I'm going to discuss with you. So one more reaction I'm going to discuss with you for the preparation of ether. For the preparation of ether, how we can prepare ether. See, you can prepare ether when we use like this compound alcohol, and the reaction of this compound and the reaction of this compound with concentrated H2SO4 with concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees Celsius. At 140 degrees Celsius. So 140 degrees Celsius means, if you want to convert in Kelvin, then it will be like 413 Kelvin. 413 Kelvin. In this case also the product obtained is ether. In this case also the product obtained is ether. Now see the mechanism related to this. What is basically the mechanism of this reaction? What is basically the mechanism of this reaction? You can easily see mechanism of this reaction. The compound is like CH3, CH2 and OH. This concentrated H2SO4 will provide H plus. This concentrated H2SO4 will provide H plus. So this H plus will attack. This H plus will attack on oxygen. This H plus will attack on oxygen. And when this H plus attacks on oxygen, it will form CH3. It will form CH3, CH2 and O positive, and they are hydrogen, and they are also hydrogen. Now see what happens. You people already know what will happen now. We know positive charge on oxygen is less stable. We know positive charge on oxygen atom is less stable. So when positive charge on oxygen is less stable, so this bond will be break. So this bond will break and carbocation is formed. When this bond is break, carbocation is formed. So carbocation is like CH3, CH2 positive. Now see what happens. Now again easy. If you want, this is again easy. If you can see, this carbocation now attacks on another molecule of ethanol, because there is lone pair on oxygen. So this carbocation will attack on another molecule of oxygen. So this is again very easy. You can see. So when this attack takes place, what happens? H plus will be removed because of positive charge on oxygen, and ether is obtained as a product. So this is obtained as a product. So this is basically the mechanism of this reaction. Now we will discuss some more reactions of ether. So we are going to discuss about the nucleophilic substitution reaction in ether, which comes in chemical property of ether. And this is a very important reaction for all of you. Either you are related to NEET exam or JEE exam. Now see, so I'm going to discuss with you see, so we are going to discuss about the chemical reactions related to ether. So first I'm going to discuss with you nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophilic substitution. Nucleophilic substitution reaction in ether. And this reaction is very important. And this reaction is very important because these questions have been asked many times from this reaction. So basically, nucleophilic substitution in ether is based on cleavage of ether. So reaction is basically based on cleavage. Reaction is basically based on cleavage of ether. So ether will break. Ether will break. How ether will break? See, for example, like ether is given R, like ether is given R, O, and R. This oxygen having lone pair of electron, and this is R dash. When the reaction of ether in presence of HX, the reaction of ether in presence of HX. So how the reaction will takes place? How the reaction will takes place? So basically, it depends on the R and R. It depends on the R and R. If this R is basically, if R means alkyl group, if R means alkyl group, if R is 3 degree carbocation, if R is 3 degree carbocation, or or resonance stabilize, So we are saying if R is either 3 degree carbocation, R or R dash, if R or R dash is 3 degree carbocation or resonance stabilize, then SN1 mechanism will be followed. Then SN1 mechanism will be followed. Then SN1 mechanism will be followed. But but if R is, if R or R dash, if R or R dash is basically 1 degree or 2 degree, so because of less steric hindrance, you can say, because of less steric hindrance, you can say 1 degree in 2 degree there is less steric hindrance, so the mechanism followed will be SN2. So now we will see the reactions, then we will able to understood this topic in detail. So if carbocation is 3 degree or resonance stabilized, then we use SN1 mechanism. If ROR dash is 1 degree or 2 degree, then there is less steric hindrance, then SN2 mechanism will be followed. Now see the reaction based on this. The first question I'm going to discuss with you, like the compound is given CS3O and CS2CS3. The compound given is CS3O, CS2CS3. So the reaction is basically based on, this reaction is basically based on the cleavage of ether. This reaction based on cleavage of ether when we add concentrated HI. When we add concentrated HI, see this CS3 is basically 1 degree and this CS2CS3 also 1 degree. When we add HI, so definitely mechanism will be SN2, because whenever less steric hindrance 1 degree or 2 degree, the mechanism will be SN2. The mechanism of reaction will be SN2. Now see, so how reaction will takes place? The reaction will take place in this way. This CS3 having only one carbon and this CS2CS3 having two carbons. Again, if we compare the steric hindrance, so less steric hindrance is present in CS3. In CS3 there is less steric hindrance than C2H5. Less steric hindrance in CS3. Then if you want to the or like this, so there is less steric hindrance in CS3. So I part, I will go, iodine will go with the carbon, iodine will go with the carbon having less steric hindrance. So I will go with CS3 and H will go with C2H5. So cleavage of bond in this way. This is CH3I and another product is CH3 CH2OH like this. Now see another question. See another question related to this. This question has been asked in AIPMT. This question has been asked in AIPMT. See, if this is like CS3, CH, CS3, CH3, CS, CS3, and O, and CS3, and the reaction in presence of conc HI, the reaction in presence of conc HI, again, this part is 2 degree, this part is 1 degree across oxygen. So guaranteed reaction will follow SN2 mechanism. Reaction will follow SN2 mechanism, but in CS3 there is less steric hindrance. This is less sterically hindered, and this part is more sterically hindered. This part is more sterically hindered. So iodine will always come with less steric hinder. So break of bond in this way, will come I will come with less sterically hindered, and H will come with more sterically hindered. So the product obtained is CS3I. So the product obtained is CS3I plus CS3, CH, CS3, and OH. This product is obtained after reaction with HI. So always iodine comes with the less sterically hindered in case of SN2, in case of SN2, and H comes with more sterically hindered. And if it is 1 degree, 1 degree, or 2 degree, 1 degree, or 1 degree, 2 degree, then definitely the mechanism will be, SN2 mechanism. Now see, some more reactions based on this, because this is an important reaction, and question has been asked in previous year too much from this topic. Now see, if the compound given is like this, CH3, CH, and CH3, and oxygen, and this is CH2 and CH3. This question has been also asked in AIPMT. When the reaction of this compound, with conc HI, when the reaction of this compound with conc HI, now see, this is less sterically hindered, this part less sterically hindered, this part more sterically hindered, and this is 2 degree and this is 1 degree, this is 2 degree and this is 1 degree. So definitely the mechanism will be SN2, and when the mechanism is SN2, then the I part will come with less sterically hindered. So I will come with this and H will come with this. So the product is CH3CH, CH3OH, and CH3CH2I. Now see some more questions related to this. But if it is like this, CH3, C, CH3, and CH3, and O, and CH2, CH3, and the reaction in presence of conc HI and reaction in presence of conc HI, then which reaction will be followed now? You can see, if you can see, this part is 3 degree, this part is 3 degree, and this part is 1 degree. If any one part, if anyone R dash or R, if anyone R or R dash is, if anyone R or R dash is 3 degree stabilized carbocation, or resonance stabilized, then mechanism is definitely SN1 mechanism. Now the bond will break according to stable carbocation. Now the bond will break. Now the cleavage of ether in this way. Now the cleavage of ether in this way, the stable carbocation is formed. So stable carbocation is formed when bond will break from this side because positive charge will come on this carbon. And Hi has two parts, H positive and I negative. So this I negative, because mechanism is SN1 this time, because mechanism is SN1 this time. So this I minus will attack on the more stable carbocation. No, so the final product is CH3C, CS3, CS3 and I, and plus CS3, CS2, OH. You can also do this question. You can also do this question by mechanism. See, so I'm also telling you the mechanism of this reaction. What is basically the mechanism of this reaction? Mechanism of this reaction. See, the compound given is CS3C, CS3, CS3 and O and CS2 and CS2. There is Hi. So in the first step, H plus will attack. Hi means H plus N. In the first step, in the first step, H plus will attack on the oxygen atom. When H plus attacks on oxygen atom, it will be like this: CH3C, CH3, and oxygen there is positive charge, there is hydrogen, and this is CH2 and CH3. Now cleavage of ether, because positive charge on oxygen, because positive charge on oxygen is less stable. So this bond will break either this way or in this way. because positive charge because positive charge is unstable, because positive charge is unstable on oxygen, so this bond will break either in this way or in this way. So we, because the mechanism is SN1, so we are looking for the stable carbocation. So stable carbocation is formed only when bond will break from this side to this side. So now positive charge is generated on the carbocation, which is 3-degree carbocation. So it will be formed like CH3C, CH3, CH3 and positive. This is stable carbocation. So in the final step, this I minus will attack on this, and the product obtained is CH3, C, CH3 and CH3 and I. This product is obtained, and the another product is alcohol, and the another product is alcohol. So CH3, CH2, OH is also obtained as the product. So this is basically the mechanism. You can also do this question directly. No need of mechanism. Now see another question. Another question related to this. See, the another question related to this is given. You can easily identify. The compound given is like this. You can easily identify the name of this compound. This is basically anisole. This is basically anisole, or you can say this compound is methoxybenzene. The another name of this compound is methoxybenzene or anisole. When the reaction in presence of conc Hi, when the reaction in presence of conc Hi, what happens here? So conc Hi basically have two parts. One is H positive, one is H positive, and one is I negative. So what happens? This H plus will attack on oxygen. This H plus will attack on oxygen. When this H plus when this H plus attacks on oxygen, positive charge is generated on the oxygen. Now there is two possibility of cleavage bond. One is this one and one is this one. But when we break bond from this side, when we break the bond from this side, So positive charge is generated on the benzene ring, which is very unstable, Phenyl carbocation is very unstable. Phenyl carbocation is very unstable. So we will prefer to break the bond cleavage from this side. So hydrogen is also there. Hydrogen on this oxygen is also there. So we will break the bond in this way. So the final product obtained is CH3. So positive charge on this carbon can be stable. So this will be CH3I, and we obtained phenol. As a product. So this is the way in which cleavage of bond occurs. Now see another question. Related to this. If the compound given is if the compound given is like this, O CH2 CH3, and we add conc Hi, then the same step will be followed. H plus will attack on this oxygen. H plus will attack on this oxygen, H plus and I minus. So in the first step it will form positive charge on oxygen, and there is hydrogen, and this is CH2 CH3. Now bond cannot break from this side. Why? Because this is phenyl carbocation is formed, so bond will break from this side. When bond break from this side, one of the product is phenol. When bond is break from this side, and carbocation obtained is CH3 CH2 positive, so I minus will attack on this carbon. So the product obtained is CH3 CH2I. The product obtained is CH3 CH2I. So this is the way how you can prepare some of the phenol compounds also by using ether. So we are doing the cleavage of ether. Now see some more reactions related to this. If question is given like this, this is having benzene. Now there is one more carbon on the ring, OCH2 CH3. Now see what happens, which mechanism path will be followed. So addition of conc Hi means H plus will attack on the oxygen atom. So H plus will attack on oxygen atom. Now it will form CH2, this oxygen atom having positive charge, and hydrogen on this. This is CH2 CH3. Now the cleavage of bond will occur in this way. If it is more stable carbocation, then the bond will break from this side. See, if we break the bond from this side, so if positive charge on this carbocation, this is benzyl carbocation. This is basically benzyl carbocation, and this benzyl carbocation is resonance stabilized. So this benzyl carbocation is resonance stabilized. And how many resonating structures? There are 5 resonating structures of this compound. Now, so this carbocation is obtained. When this carbocation is obtained, so on this carbocation I minus will attack. So one of the product obtained after reaction. Is CH2I. So resonance stabilized. Therefore, the mechanism of this reaction will be SN1. Because we are looking for the resonance stabilized, so mechanism of this reaction is SN1. And the another product is CH3 CH2OH. So another product is CH3 CH2OH. So this is basically the product obtained. Now see another question related to this. What is basically the another question related to this? The another question also has asked in IIT and NEET aims also. So the question is basically CH2 double bond CH and CH2 and O and CH2 CH3, and there is addition of HI, and there is addition of HI. We know H plus and I minus, so H plus will attack. So H plus will attack on the oxygen atom. So H plus will attack on oxygen atom, and it will form after the attack of oxygen atom like CH2 double bond CH. This is CH2. This is having positive charge. On this there is hydrogen. This is CH2 and CH3. Now see, there is two possibilities. Again, there is two possibilities for the cleavage of bond. This bond can break either from this side, or this bond can break from this side. But if this bond break from this side, the positive charge will be generated on this carbon, and this is resonance stabilized carbocation. This is resonance stabilized carbocation. So whenever there is a resonance stabilized carbocation, the mechanism definitely will be SN1. Mechanism definitely will be SN1. You can also see the RS of this. So this is the resonating form. You can also draw the resonating structure. This pi bond will shift there. So it will form the resonating structure like CH2 positive, the CS double bond CH2. Now see, this is resonance stabilized carbocation. This is resonance stabilized carbocation. Therefore, the intermediate obtained will be CH2 double bond CH and CH2 plus. CH2 double bond CH and CH2 plus. now, now the I, this I minus will attack on the more stable carbocation. When this I minus attack on the more stable carbocation, the product will be CH2 double bond CH and CH2I. This is obtained as the product. Now the another product will be so cleavage of bond from this side. So another product will be CH3 CH2OS. So this is basically the another product. Now see, the another reaction related to this. The another reaction related to this. So the next question is basically the compound given. The compound given is CH3, CH2, and O, and CH2 and CH3. This compound is given. But this time HI is added. But this time HI is added in excess. But this time HI is added in excess. So there is lone pair of electron on oxygen atom. So in the first step, this H plus will attack. In the first step, this H plus will attack on the oxygen atom like this. Because we can easily see, because we can easily see in this case, this is basically 1 degree. And this is also basically 1 degree. Then the mechanism will be definitely SN2. And the mechanism will be definitely SN2. Now after the attack of H plus, what happens there? See, CH3 CH2, this oxygen having positive charge, and H and H. Now because we know in this case simply without mechanism you can also do, both parts are same. So H will come with one part and I will come with one part. So product obtained basically after reaction of one HI. After reaction of one HI, the product obtained will be CH3, CH2 and OH. Another product is CH3, CH2 and I. but this time the HI is present in excess. But this time the HI is present in excess amount. When HI is present in excess amount, so how the reaction will take place? See, when HI is present in excess amount, so this OH will be replaced by I. This OH will be replaced by I. So another product is CH3CH2I. So CH3CH2I will be obtained as a product. Please remember this. CH3CH2I is obtained as a product. If you want to see the mechanism, you can also see the mechanism. If this is obtained, like if this is obtained as product, CH3, CH2 and O having lone pair of electron. So again, when there is Hi excess amount, when there is excess amount of Hi, so this H plus will attack at this oxygen. So that will form CH3, CH2, oxygen having positive charge, and positive charge on oxygen is unstable. So it will form CH3, CH2 positive. Now this I minus will attack. So product form is CH3, CH2I. So only this product is formed. You can see when Hi is used, when Hi is used in the excess amount. When Hi is used in the excess amount. Now see another reaction based on this. Now see some more reactions related to cleavage of ether. See, you can easily identify if if it is given like this: CH3, O, and CH2 and CH3, and we add HBr, in excess amount, So there is H plus and Br minus. We know this is 1 degree and this is also 1 degree. So the cleavage of bond in this way, this is less sterically hindered and this is more sterically hindered, because two carbons, there is only one carbon. So the cleavage of bond in this way said Br will come with less sterically hindered. So Br will come with less sterically hindered and H will come with more sterically hindered. So the product obtained is basically after 1 mole HBr consumed, the product obtained is CH3Br, and another product is CH3 CH2OH. But this reaction will not stop at this point. Why? Because HBr is present in excess. So there is lone pair on oxygen atom. This is H plus, this is Br minus. This H plus will attack on there. So it will form CH3CH2. O positive, H and H. Now this bond will break because positive charge on oxygen is unstable. Therefore, water will be removed. When water is removed, then it will form CH3 CH2 positive. Now this Br minus will attack at this point. And the product form is CH3 CH2Br. So one of the product is CH3Br and another product is CH3 CH2Br. When HBr is present in the excess amount. Now see another question related to this. The question is like this: there is CH3 and there is also CH3 and having oxygen. This is CH2 and this is basically the benzene. Now see what happens in this case when we use Hi. You can see this is 3 degree carbocation. And this is resonance stabilized. This is 3 degree carbocation and this is resonance stabilized carbocation. Now what happens? You can easily identify. Definitely the reaction mechanism will be SN1. This is H plus, this is I minus. So we know the stability of resonance stabilized carbocation is more. Stabilized carbocation is more than 3 degree carbocation. So cleavage of bond will occur in this way. The cleavage of bond will in this way that the positive charge will be generated on this carbon and negative charge on this. So the product obtained is basically CH2I. The product obtained is basically CS2I, and another product obtained is CS3. So I will come with this part and H will come with this part. So another product is CH3C, CH3, CH3, and this is OH. So this is basically the reaction related to HI. Now we can also see some more reactions. Now we can also see some more reactions of ether. So we can see some more reactions of ether. Now see, what are basically the some more reactions of ether? You can easily see. For example, I'm going to discuss with you some more reactions of ether. So the reaction of ether, when there is reaction of ether, when there is reaction of ether with PCl5, when there is reaction of ether with PCl5, so cleavage of bond will occur. So when reaction of ether with PCl5, then cleavage of bond will occur. If ether is given like this, if ether is given like this, ROR dash, and we use PCl5, and we use PCl5. You can write PCl5 in this way also. You can write PCl5 in this way also. PCl, this is also PCl bond, and this is also PCl bond, and this is also Cl, and this is also Cl. And we are doing the cleavage of ether, and we are doing the cleavage of ether. So this R will come with this Cl, and this R will also come with this Cl, and this oxygen will come with PCl3. This oxygen will come with PCl3. So the product obtained, so the product obtained is basically RCl plus R dash Cl and POCl3. So RCl is obtained, R dash Cl is obtained, and POCl3 is obtained. So this is also the reaction of ether. This is also basically the reaction of ether. One more question I want to discuss with you. This question has been asked in AIMS. This question basically has been asked in AIMS. So we will discuss in another class. So which topics we have discussed, you can easily identify which topics we have discussed there if you want to see. So we have discussed first about alcohols. We have first discussed about alcohols, and we started the Friedel-Crafts reactions in phenol. So which topics basically we have discussed, you can easily see. We have discussed first the chemical property. We have discussed first the chemical properties of phenol. Chemical properties of phenol, basically Friedel-Crafts reaction. We have discussed about Friedel-Crafts reaction, alkylation, and also acylation. Then we have discussed about some more reactions of phenol. Also we have discussed the electrophilic substitution reactions of phenol. In phenol because of plus M nature. Of phenol. Then we have discussed the ether, preparation of ether. We have discussed about preparation of ether, and also we have discussed the chemical properties of ether. We have discussed the preparation of ether, lots of reaction. So these all topics we have discussed. So our chapter alcohol phenol ether related to JEE mains and NEET examination has been completed. So this chapter, so we have discussed each and every topic related to this chapter and the questions which has been asked in previous year IITs as well as NEET as well as AIMS. So all questions has been covered. In next lecture we will discuss our new chapter, that is aldehyde ketone and carboxylic acid.